Well, here's Tetris. Yeah, the audio's fine. Alright. That's all I needed to check. We're doing minus 7.5 decibels. Yeah, this is gonna be a relaxing stream. I'm not gonna talk much. I just want to play around with Tetris. Already went in and made a little entry, I guess. There's not much you can do. This thing had multiplayer, which was pretty neat back in the day. Let's see, Marathon, Ultra, 40 lines, and versus Calm. We're gonna try all of them, and then I'll... I don't know. Let's go from the bottom. That's not too bad, but they don't have the original track, which is kind of disappointing. I'll go back to the NES version after all this. I'll go with the C-type. Easy, normal, hard. We're gonna go normal. Just gonna do every game mode and then marathon all the way. See how far I can get. So I don't know if you can tell, but we're playing on a Super Game Boy, which we've done before. We did this for Metal Gear. Level, that's speed, I think. So we're gonna let it progress normally. So yeah, for the uninitiated, Super Game Boy was essentially... You couldn't switch out pieces yet. Oh wow. It was a little device. It functioned like a SNES cartridge. And you could put in Game Boy cartridges in there. It's something Nintendo hasn't done lately for some reason. Which is backwards compatibility. You know what I mean. They used to do it all the way up to the DS. Actually, they did it all the way up to the Wii. Because you could play GameCube games right off the Wii. But then they got rid of that feature. When the, what was it, the black Wii or the later model? Jesus. Hope my audio isn't getting lost with that little sound effect. Yeah, that. We're not doing too well, actually. And it's very annoying. I'm playing one-handed. I was checking the audio, and I messed up because of that, so... I don't think you could flip pieces in this one, like, to get in between little creases. Or at least I haven't tried, because I'm getting bombarded by whatever the hell this is. It'll do. Yeah, not a good start. Yeah. Yeah, just enemy right there. Okay, little sound effect. Or something about that speed or something, I don't know. It felt kind of weird when I was trying to move the piece. Maybe it's because the thing rose as soon as I was trying to, like, put it down. I forgot this is the best of 3. Okay, you can still kinda... Well, not really. When that NPC or, like, when the enemy barrier comes up, you're S out of luck, really. Kind of locks you into whatever motion you're trying to do. And that's not very fun. I should probably play Tetris. What is it? Connect? Or Effect? It's the latest one on Steam. I should probably play that at some point. Just to mess around. It sucks I can't really switch out pieces. Might be a mistake, but it is what it is. I do what I can. See, I'm just gonna talk about whatever comes up, really, and I thought we were timed for a second. The thing beeped. Yep. I was waiting on something like that. It's just not giving it to me. God, I do want to hear the audio back, because maybe I should turn it down a little bit. I don't know. Wow, that's weird. Okay, my ears is bleeding. My ear is bleeding listening to that little sound effect, so try to get this done as quickly as possible. We got 21 lines, and I don't think we've gone up in level, so it should be fine. Wow. This is Tetris DX. This is essentially just Tetris, but for the Game Boy Color. The big feature, link cable multiplayer battles, and I suppose it's in color. That's on the game box. It's in color. So, you know. Yeah, we're already messing up, so it is what it is. Long piece would have gone a long way, but it's fine. Not very good under pressure, or it's just that one feature. It's kind of annoying me. Of like messing up your opponent's board for some reason. It's not much skill involved. It's just how fast can you actually do the thing and mess the other guy up. Maybe that's why I didn't like Tetris 99. Aside from the fact that you can't really play normally by yourself, you have to pay to actually play the game. Oh wow, you got me. Can even... Okay, good enough. Before they sound a little jingle. Oh shit. Screwed myself over. So yeah, this looks horrendous, but it's the best that I can do right now. I'm not very good under Tetris pressure. See, right there, I tried flipping that L, and it wasn't working, because it was in the middle of the animation for rising up the enemies thing. That kind of sucks. It's fine. Let's not play that again. 40 lines, just gotta clear 40 lines. Let's switch up the music, why not? Level and high. I don't know what that means. We're gonna go halfway then. Level, does it rise in level? I'm gonna put it up to 2 just in case. Okay, that's what that means. Yeah, I'm not seeing any level on the side screen, so I don't know. This track isn't very bad. It's actually pretty good. And we gotta do 40 lines. Yeah, there's a score right there. It's counting down. It's not that bad. I'm not opposed to making big ol' setups, but I feel like it's a little bit better to pace myself like this. You know, make the lines when I can. It's not very efficient. I can admit to that. Just not really in a rush to make like a big old board. But I'm not opposed to doing it either. Sometimes I just don't want to waste pieces, like, because you can't save pieces in this one. I don't think that's a thing until, like, after the NES. So, yeah. Again, it's just a more laid-back stream of me just playing a bunch of Tetris stuff. But we'll... Oh, is that because I'm getting close to the thing? Well, let's start getting rid of some of these then. Wow. While I wait for a long piece, that's not gonna come. Isn't that unlucky? Yeah, I tried mashing my way. It wouldn't let me, so. Ultra, what is this? Let's go to A-type. Level, I'm hoping the level goes by itself. I mean, don't really want to be here in slow mode all day, you know? That said, I do really think one of my favorite Tetris is just the original NES one. That and the Tengen version. The one with the actual multiplayer. And I do love Tetris. I want to say it's Connect. It's the one on... Oh my god. It's the one on Steam. The one that's still going. With multiplayer and all that. Oh my god. I don't mean to do this. It's just what happens when I start talking randomly. See, like that. Oh my god. Restart. Please. Go up to 3. It's kind of faster. This one just seems very easy with the speed. Yep, it's Tetris DX. So yeah, I want to say it's Tetris Connect on Steam. I just really like that one because of the music and the way the visual effects and all that go. You can also play in VR, which I've tried, and it's pretty neat. So this is Ultra, and I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Just seems like marathon mode for some reason. Oh, we're on a timer. We're timing down. That's... I didn't see that. I was wondering what the sound effect is for. Ah, that's fine. Like I've been saying, I'm not in a rush to, you know, fill everything in. This is just gonna keep being a relaxing Tetris gameplay. I'm getting as far as I can. Yeah, this is a very good Tetris. I've never actually played the original Game Boy one, surprisingly. But I have played this one and pretty much every other version. Kinda. I can already see we're running out of time. So yeah, I think I'll do that for the next relaxing stream. Just play Tetris. I want to keep saying it's Connect. Could be Effect. Could be wrong. It's been a while since I played it. The game is still active online and everything for some reason. They do like little tournaments or whatever. I don't know if anybody still plays, but you know. It's just got a really good soundtrack and like visual effects. I just keep getting the same exact thing over and over again. I can let it run out. I don't really mind. I mean, yeah, I love DX. I have played it before. I didn't mean to go again. I guess we're doing Ultra again. The music is the only drawback. I mean, it's not original soundtrack. That nice Russian jingle. But the tracks it has are pretty good. I'm not hating on that. If you're gonna get a Game Boy Tetris, then you might as well be this one. Or the original, or both. Both is best. But I would still say to go for the NES versions. Like the very original one and the Tengen version. At least for multiplayer. Because the original does not have split screen. Weirdly enough. One of those things where I always thought it did, it just doesn't. I had to dig out like 3 versions of Tetris till I figured out which one had multiplayer. I'm just digging myself a hole here, huh? I'm not doing it on purpose. I can tell you that much. It's in the game, just unused. Can't say I know much about Tetris development, so I can't really talk about that, but it would be pretty cool to look into Tetris ROM hacks. Not exactly a Tetris pro, I just really love playing Tetris. One of those games where you can just play. And that's it, you just play it. There's no dropping it, there's no getting tired of it, you just play it. It's not like when I'm doing a JRPG or something and I get bored halfway through because it's repetitive, but with Tetris it's just like, I don't know when to stop, really. Been meaning to watch that one movie too with the Tetris like beginnings or whatever. It's pretty dramatic, but it's a movie, so. Why do I feel like we've gotten less lines than before? We're about to run out of time. That's not very good. I get so preoccupied just building nothing. Waiting for a whole Tetris, really. When the whole point of it is to keep doing lines. Get an achievement, nice. Oh my god, that's what I get for rushing. That's my bad. Yeah, random stuff in... What? It's either a good random or it's a scripted random where it just feels random, but it's not really. But I'm not an expert, so... I like C-type, so I'm gonna keep doing that. And I'm wondering if this, like, speeds up on its own? I haven't noticed it, so we're gonna go up to 5. Midway point. And then once we clear this, we've been going for 20 minutes. Once we do like maybe 2 rounds of marathon, I can switch over to a different Tetris. I'll just stick to the NES version. I'm not gonna play every single Tetris out there, just for one stream. This isn't a showcase stream right now. It's more of a relaxed. Well, it's Unwinding. Of course. Title says. I'm just here because I really don't have anything else to do. Not where I wanted it to go, but alright. Oh, they're really making me think out here, huh? Without a single long block. This couldn't be any better. Oh my god. Maybe it's just the gamepad. Maybe it's just, yeah, something like that. Or maybe it's just me. Or maybe it's the game. But I find it kind of hard to be fast in some parts. Like, I'm trying to place things as quickly as possible, and then I just, you know, place it in the wrong area. Kind of like that. That's how fast I usually try to do things, but, you know, it backfires on me. So now we're catching up. Trust me, I'd love to read your comment right now, but there you go. It's actually cut short in GB Super Game Boy mode. It was only fully shown in the Game Boy Color mode. That's kind of sucky, I guess. I just so happened to be using a Super Game Boy, so I wouldn't really think there'd be differences like that. But then again, I never actually played a Super Game Boy before. Only recently. And mostly with Metal Gear, so... I mean, the only thing I knew about Super Game Boy is just they had borders, or some games did. I thought that was pretty neat. That's why I got it. Yep. Shooting myself in the foot right now. And it's not on purpose. Oh, that's, again, I try to do things really quickly and it just backfires. I keep thinking, yeah, I gotta stop thinking this is a modern Tetris. Can't be that quick. Oh, look. Is this what you were talking about? The power of PC gaming, I suppose. I feel like I've seen that cutscene before. Could have been here. Yeah. Maybe I was playing this at some point with somebody else and I saw that. Yeah, like I said, Tetris is a game you can just get in and play no matter what. It's just... it's addicting, like, you know, the movies. There's a good reason why they bundled it with Game Boy. And why it worked. Oh, come on. It always gets to me how fast some people play Tetris. Especially with the NES controller and how they do the whole tap mechanic. I always loved watching the Tetris tournaments. And how they would, you know, go through the whole thing. Pretty interesting. Should probably go back and watch some more. See if they still do that stuff. Probably. Who doesn't love Tetris? 200 lines or 200,000 points. I can attempt it, somehow. Yeah, that's the line from the movie that I know, because I've seen the YouTube shorts of the movie. I didn't know an actual movie came out, but apparently it did. A while back, and I've yet to see it. Like I said, it's obviously dramatized, but it's like the whole story of how Tetris came to be, basically. Outside of Russia, obviously. That's probably gotta have its own whole storyline behind it. Yeah, that's why I kind of wondered if it was obscure or if I was just watching some fan project, but it's an actual movie. I guess it just never got marketed. There's a lot of movies like that that never see the light of day because there's no commercials, there's no ads. It's not a big budget thing. Basically details how they brought it to the US. Basically worldwide, outside of Russia. You know? Just talking about it reminds me of the, reminds me of one of the secret stages in Tetris Connect, which is basically like the original Tetris UI. That game is just so great. So many good soundtracks and like visual stages. It's just amazing. The multiplayer leaves a lot to be desired because it's just very basic. You can't actually play the different stages. And I think that's a very big setback. Now, could you imagine if I actually put this in there? No, it doesn't let you. I can't mash my way to victory like I could in the other ones. Yep, I'm choking now because I'm trying to read the chat. It's not working. I feel like I've done this before. This might have happened when I played Tetris on the Wonder Swan. But I don't remember what happened in that stream, so... Oh, I tried to move it. It moved... Oh my god. We'll give it one more shot. I'd love to play at high speed someday, but I choke way too fast when it comes to high speeds. It's not very fun to watch. I feel like this one's less forgiving, but I don't mind that. You can still do high-level plays, but if I mess up, trying to be too fast, too quick, you know, I guess that's on me. I don't know what I was trying to go with this. Oh, man. Almost didn't make it. This will be my last try, then I'll switch to... I'll try the original NES version. There's no point in playing the Tengen version if I'm not doing multiplayer or something. Although I think the music's different too, so... I'll try spinning around. When I start yapping for a bunch of reasons, then that's when I gotta worry about losing my streak. It's actually not too bad, so I'm not actually that worried right now. I'm gonna start doing spins and stuff when we start worrying about losing. It's too early to give up. I don't know what I was thinking, taking that there, but okay. Could you be able to... Yeah, there you go. You're right, it does work. Makes things a lot easier. Too bad I'm not big-brained enough to do that on the fly. Always end up panicking, and then that's when I end up flipping stuff all over the place. And the graphics in this are also pretty nice. It's not just blocks. They all have like this unique texture to them. Really adds to the visual aspect of it. I don't know where I was going with that. You get me. Yeah, there's a Tetris for the DS, but it's very gimmicky. I'm not a big fan of that. I like basic, blocks falling, trying to get as much score as you can in Tetris. I'm not a big fan of gimmicky Tetris. Stages look kind of cool, I guess, but it's not my thing. I still just prefer basic Tetris like this. The DS version's more of a kind of that, like a gimmick showcase of like different Nintendo franchises. But then again, I tried it like twice, and I'd rather just play these. Yeah, I'm having a hard time looking at the chat right now and at the screen, even though it's like on the same screen. So for a dual screen DS stuff, it's not very good. Actual endless marathon. That's one of the things that Tetris Connect really needed, which was like a normal endless mode on any stage. But as far as I can tell, it's just it's more of a limited marathon mode on all the stages. Oh my god, again? I relax for a second and then I do that. I don't need this. There you go. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, very terrible luck right now. I don't know if it's like a reflex or something, but I like to just keep spinning my blocks for some reason. Even though I don't really need to. Oh my god. You got me out here stuttering playing this. I don't really want to stream anything, it's just... That's why I picked Tetris. It was on the list anyway. This counts as a RetroNight showcase, but... I just wanted to play something more relaxed, more easy, more likable for me. Take a break from shoot 'em ups and beat 'em ups and all that. Oh my god, that's what I get for reading. But yeah, thank you for the subscription and, you know, stopping by. I always say, I mean, I don't really mind if you stick around or not, if you comment or like or not, as long as you're watching and enjoying whatever. As long as we're talking even, I really don't mind. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not very good at talking and playing. You can see this in every other retro showcase. That's a cool, like, animation, though. The Tengen one has the ballerinas and stuff. Or I think it's the original version. But I kind of like this a lot better. I think I'll make that my next random game stream. Just play Tetris Connect. I keep talking about that game because it's just so great. It's just a shame there's no like true endless mode or like the multiplayer being pretty bare bones. The co-op multiplayer anyway. I haven't played online. I'm not that starved for self-harm, I guess. And I'm talking about suffering in the game. In case YouTube bots hear that. I thought that was going the other way. Okay. So yeah. I know nobody voted in the community posts for using a static image, but again, this is very relaxing right now. I don't really want to turn on the camera or anything. I don't see a point. I'm just gonna give this one up, actually. I know I said the last one was the last one, but this is gonna be the actual last one. Like I said, Tetris, you can't put it down. That dude was right. If you want to sell to everyone, package it with Tetris. Yeah, an addict, pretty much. It literally could be an addiction. I could be playing any good game that I would enjoy for hours, but it's like, at some point I'm gonna get bored, but if it's Tetris, we could be here all night. Of me just doing the same exact thing over and over again. And it'll never get old. Although I should probably change the music. I think that was my mistake. But yeah, if you stick around, or anybody watching that's new, I really just play old games like this. It's not just me playing the newest thing or anything. I have a big backlog too, so I'm just trying to get rid of that as well. Although that's more video stuff, not really. Oh my god. No. Alright, that was the last one. I gotta charge my phone anyway. Let's see, I'm not gonna put you on... Yeah, I'm not gonna put you on the outro. I'm just gonna do this. There you go. I don't have a static model for the shorts stream, but that's fine. I'll start loading up the game before I forget. Let's see, Tetris, Japan version, no. American, Tengen. I haven't played Tetris 2 too much. I know they changed Tetris too much in the sequels of all the consoles for some reason. And it's not Tetris anymore, so... If you're not playing the first one or the original versions, then there's really no point. Yeah, just do normal Tetris. Tengen one, like I said, is just more for, like, multiplayer. And while that loads, I'll put the screen on while I get my charger from the floor. Anytime now. There you go. 1987. Let's go. Or 89. As far as the NES goes. This is the one I originally played. Way back. I was a little babby. Yeah. Everything looks good on the short stream, that's fine. I'm gonna let the music go, I get the charger, so... Alright. I could just turn off my phone and ignore shorts streams. But you never know, somebody serious might be commenting on that, but I miss it. Yeah, the volume's fine. It's just such a great track. All three are just super great. They just get the mood going. Doesn't help that they're all like the NES type chiptunes, which is just hypnotic to me sometimes. We're gonna go original. I don't know what A and B type is. I never really figured that out. I don't really care. So, and I want to say it automatically goes up, but I could be wrong. Let's go with that. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll go level 2 to start. Oh man, those sound effects are glorious. You can ignore the achievements, because I think they always show up for some reason. I don't know if Retro Achievements has like a problem with the original Tetris or if it's just me, but they always show up like that, so it's not... I don't know what to do about that. Alright, I was just checking the audio, as I always do in new games, because they all have different audio levels. Every console is a different audio level. So I gotta do different mixing magics. Now, what this version lacks in, like, unique graphics, it makes up with color palettes, which I think is really great. I kind of dug myself in a hole here, actually. Is this even possible? No. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, they're really leaned heavy into the whole Russian thing. With the entirety of, like, early Tetris. Because again, with the sequels roll out, you have stuff like Tetris Attack and Tetris 2. Where one's, like, not even Tetris anymore, and the other one's just like a Yoshi minigame. Just loses all its charm. How did I mess up this badly already? Alright, well, let's try to beat the high score, I guess. Play as much as we can. I want to go through each soundtrack. I already messed up. I hesitated for a second, and that killed me, so... Super slower, though, than DX. And that's an issue for me. But since it's slow to begin with, it's not messing up my inputs or anything. And I use D-pad when I play games. When I play any game, I use the D-pad. I stopped using the analog stick for anything a long time ago. Okay, you got me. I was waiting for a different piece, but, you know. I also only use one button. I don't know if that's just me, but both buttons flip counterclockwise and then clockwise, but I still just like using this one anyway. Counterclockwise. Really? I gotta play Pokemon Puzzle League at some point. I hear it has a pretty good story, and it's not that bad, actually. The only problem is I can't record N64 games because the OBS crashes, so I haven't been able to do that lately. I'll figure out a fix for it, though, because there's a bunch of games on the N64 I want to go over on the channel. Mostly because I never had one, so it'd be a pretty good showcase. Yeah, the most I've gotten to play on the N64 was Pokemon Stadium. But I think that was it. That's all I played. Oh look, the Twitch bots are out. I haven't actually seen a Twitch bot in a long time, surprisingly. But there they are. Anyway. Oh look, color palette change. Been missing that. We're able to hit the high score as well. Yeah, you could say that. I try to avoid talking about it. I don't think it matters, but... You know, when it's a Nintendo console, I try to avoid it. like the plague. Talking about where I'm playing the game. Is it too much to ask? There you go. Well, too late now, I guess. For a little tea. No, that's fine. I sold my Switch a while back. I don't really see any point in it. There's no games on it that I really enjoy. I had games. I just... Besides Pokemon, I don't really care. And besides, I'm not paying monthly just to be able to play an old game that I'll lose access to if I stop paying, so... I'm a very big advocate for, you know, not renting my stuff. And I know it's stuff I've probably talked about like a billion times, but this is such a perfect opportunity to just start yapping. I like the statistics on the right. I always thought that was pretty cool. Is there a pause? Yeah, wow. That's a very NES pause. You only own retro consoles up to Wii and DSi. I need my glasses. I'm bugging because my screen looks blurry when I try to read that. I should probably make it bigger. But it's up to me. And I kind of want it to fit on the screen, so I'm not making it any bigger. Talk about my display on the chat anyway. I only have one monitor, so there's only so much space, so much real estate. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh my god. That's also not what I wanted. I wanted to actually flip it, but you know. Stuff happens. I will say I do have a Vita and a 3DS, and they're all like extremely original from like the very first year that they came out. The 3DS has got to be one of the most reliable, fully functioning, built to last handheld consoles I've ever used. Because like I said, it's from like the very first year that it came out, the black version. And it still works like a charm. It even holds a charge after like years of not charging it at all, which is amazing. Not to mention the modding capabilities. And with a Vita, you're kind of just set for life with anything retro. But I like having this ease of access on my PC, so here we are. There's like a billion games I have in the backlog. And then another trillion games in every old console I have yet to play. No, I can't drag like I can in the other ones. Jesus. I gotta get a bigger monitor or screen or something on the side because I can't read the chat. That's a shame about your 3DS. I can imagine though, because yeah, they're basically like a cheaper, I guess, if you want to think of it that way, handheld retro console. Up to a certain point, obviously. Up to like maybe the DS. Obviously, it's not going to play disc-based games. I think that's a little bit too much. But it can do pretty much up to like the DS. As far as all handhelds and like home consoles, maybe up to like the Super Nintendo. I mean, I didn't hack mine for playing retro games. I did it mostly, oh my god. I'm telling you, I fumble the bag as soon as the speed goes up. But yeah, if you don't want to waste money on like these retro handheld, like, I don't want to call it knockoffs or like whatever that they have nowadays, then a 3DS or a Vita, if you want to play some more Sony type stuff, is the way to go. I don't think it can do PlayStation 2 at... What am I doing here? What am I doing here? I start talking and I don't realize what I'm putting in. Yeah, it's fine. Start from 0. Go back to A-type. That was the wrong button. There you go. I gotta sit up for this. I have the worst posture ever sometimes. When I'm streaming anyway. Because I gotta get on the mic, obviously. So I can't just sit back. There's no mic on my face or anything. It's on a stand. This sounds very American for some reason. Could just be me though. Oh man, now I wish I had Tetris Worlds set up at least on this. I have the game, I just don't want to turn on the Xbox. And I don't really want to play any other version of Tetris, I'll be honest. Yeah, the Wii would be the equivalent for like home consoles. I had a Wii. It was a black version. I don't know if that came after the white one or if it... I know it didn't come with Game Boy or GameCube compatibility though, so it was probably one of the later models. The one where they took out GameCube compatibility just so you'd have like better motion controls or whatever. Which is stupid. You know, this track is very hypnotizing. I'm not falling asleep, but I'm getting somewhere. You know? I don't know much about the third track. I'll have to try that out when we inevitably lose it. Love this purple palette right now. It's great. Yeah, CRT displays and like, that's why I use these heavy shaders to like kind of... Somebody told me they were not very authentic, but I think that was kind of like the main draw of like the shaders. But I try to get the ones that are very, I guess not authentic then at this point, but very close to what they would have been back in the day. Like if I start playing on the Game Boy Advance, you can kind of count the pixels on the screen like you would on an actual Game Boy. It looks different, obviously, because you're playing on a bigger screen. You know, the screen is going to be stretched out, so you can see the pixels more clearly. Well, I hope you know what I'm trying to say. The more I talk, the more I play badly. That said, there is a Polybius ROM somewhere. I'm not keen to get it because I like my eyes and my ears and my brain to not be epileptic, but I have noticed games back in the day didn't really care about photosensitivity. There have been quite a few games where I just kind of lose my mind watching it. I know Battlemania Daigenjo, the intro for that is just epilepsy times 10. Yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly what type of CRT displays it's trying to mimic, but I know the guy that made them, which, you know, bless that guy, these are amazing. He made them specific for each system, so... And I'm assuming he uses a type of display for each time period of the system. So something like the Atari 2600 is going to look a little bit blurry and a little bit bad, as it did. But yeah, I'm content with the shaders. I think they add to the stream marvel, I guess. Because how many people are doing this, to be honest with you? How many people are using shaders and like playing on original looking hardware? But we're not doing very well, so... Don't ask me what I'm even trying to do. Because I don't know. The only thing I would say is if you're watching on a PC, I would go full screen because I am playing on 2K. So that does affect a lot of the pixels and a lot of the lines and all that. I mean, if you don't mind, like, the whole... I don't want to say warped, but, like... I don't know, it's that thing where you look at a certain angle on the CRT and you see, like, kind of the... You see some stuff, kind of like a rainbow effect. You know what I mean. You can get some weird effects if you watch this on a different screen. Press start? Yeah. I don't know why I thought the NES wasn't going to use start instead of A. That's fine. I'll do one more, and then I'll see maybe another game on Tetris. The Dreamcast has Tetris 4, I think. I can try that. Looks like a PVM. I will say for like the same eras, I think they all use the same CRT type. There's even shaders that give you specific... He made one for like two specific TVs. One's a Sony, the other one is it's another Japanese brand, I forget the name of it, but I don't use those because they make the screen smaller, but they give you a nice little overlay of like the old TV, what it looked like. So that's pretty cool. I think PVM is one of the other shaders, but it's somewhere around that line. But I know PVM is named specifically in one of the shader alternatives. But I tend to stick to the night color shaders. So the outline isn't very bright. It's got a nice relaxing dark shadow to it. And everything else looks good. What am I trying to say? Oh my god. The reflections look really nice, is what I'm trying to say. And like the pixel count and all that, everything looks nice. I was never a big fan of anti-aliasing or anything that would change pixels on old games. I never played with like upgraded textures or anything on old games. It just seems like a waste. It looks bad. This is a horrible start, by the way. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god. It's like my entire motor functions go haywire as soon as I start talking in depth about something. No, there you go. Not exactly what I was planning. That actually made it worse. Pretty much. Wow, I keep digging myself in further. Okay. Probably not the best idea. I don't know why, maybe I'm just not that good at it. But, especially in multiplayer, I tend not to look at the next screen. I feel like I focus better when I'm looking at the actual middle of the screen. So maybe that's like a disadvantage that I put myself through, unfortunately. Yeah, like right there, I saw it at the last second. I could have waited. That's my fault. Just gotta focus on clearing some of these empty spots. It'll be fine. This song's not too bad. I'm actually getting a little bit tired of it, but it's still good. It's also getting really hot in here. That's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna see how far I can get on this. Maybe break that high score. And then I'll switch over to Tetris 4, maybe? Oh yeah, I think that's one of the biggest issues I have with like multiplayer Tetris, where it just becomes how much can you throw in the opponent's screen. That's why I like Tetris Connect and like the original Tetris, Tengen multiplayer, because it's just to see who can make the most. Tetris, I guess. I did play Puyo Puyo 4 on stream once, and that was pretty terrible, actually. Japanese aside, I wasn't really doing pretty well. I haven't played Puzzle Fighter though. It's there, I just haven't played it. Yeah, I ended up dropping, like I said, I ended up dropping Tetris 99 because of that. And the fact that I had to pay to just play the actual Tetris game, you know? Kinda lost all purpose. That's not where I wanted it to go. But, okay. This color palette, this, cherry-looking color palette isn't very bad. I tried flipping, but I forgot this is old Tetris. Wow, that took a while. Wow, and I get this when I don't need it. Really, we're gonna keep doing this until I get the piece that I need. And that works, I guess. Although... okay. So coming to the hyper-capitalism, yeah. I didn't mind it being a battle royale. I minded it being a pay-to-play. You know, you were stuck playing that damn little battle royale mode, which, again, I'm not gonna put myself through that suffering. Oh my god. I got faster when I was trying to read. Oh yeah, I tried Mario 30 whatever. I don't know if there was an F-Zero one though. The Mario one was like, why? I feel like the Switch was like a very experimental thing. Because when I look back at it, the only reason I played on it was because I had Pokemon, and it had my Pokemon. But then it became a pay-to-transfer Pokemon, and I just kind of gave up on it. All of a sudden, I just didn't care anymore that my Pokemon were forever stuck in online storage. Because the devs were too lazy to, you know, make models for new Pokemon. Yeah, you got me all riled up here, and I'm losing it. That's not where I wanted it to go. Oh my. I'm gonna do it one more chance. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try type B. I'm gonna go music. Although I think B is probably like not marathon. Could be wrong though, but I'll try it. Height. Okay, this is probably not a marathon, but that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I feel you on that. I bought Pokemon Crystal in person as well. Physical. Didn't work, obviously. I had to buy my own batteries, but it's the thought that counts. But yeah, for me, DS was kind of the last good Pokemon generation. I mean, I was there when X and Y came out and all that, but... And I know I sound like a pessimist half the time, but I was one of the first people to criticize the game before it came out. And I was right. I spent hours upon hours on that game, but... it wasn't really anything compared to the... well, any game before it. And it wasn't a bad game. It was just lacking a lot. And you could say the same about all the Pokemon games after that. They're just lacking a lot. Be it content or Pokemon or just game modes even. Man, you got me out here talking about the industry. I think like every other stream I end up talking about this. Yeah, Sun and Moon was enjoyable. I like the roster, I guess. And I guess all you can give it is that I made a mistake right there, but the only good thing overall that I had going for it is it's the last one to actually let you use your entire Pokedex. To this day, people somehow forgot that Game Freak just lied to everyone that they can't put new Pokemon in the Switch Sword and Shield. They literally told you, we can't do this. It's too much work, and there's not enough space, or whatever. About a year later, they released 2 DLCs full of new Pokemon that didn't really take much effort because they were all just copy-pasted from, you know, the 3DS games. And that's exactly where I stopped paying for any new Pokemon game or anything like that. This track is a billion times more relaxing, and I feel like I'm drifting away when I listen to this. Could it be any more Russian? I'm shaking out here with the music, just trying to dance and vibe, but I forget I don't have my animated avatar out. I'm gonna switch on to the Dreamcast version because I'm actually kind of curious. I haven't played that in a while, so let's switch on to that. Wow, it's kind of loud actually. Hope it wasn't that loud, but anyway. Now, the exact reason they did not implement all the Pokemon in Sword and Shield is because of the Dynamax forms. Textures were actually manually scaled and fixed for every mon. We'll see, I'd agree with you, but again, they released 2 whole DLCs with like half of the remaining Pokemon that were still in the bank. And I'm not faulting the devs too much, because it's probably a Nintendo thing. Or, yeah, a Nintendo thing. They probably just wanted them to hold off on actually putting all the Pokemon out just so you would have to pay for Pokemon Bank. Because to this day, there is still not a modern Pokemon that lets you have all the Pokemon on your game card. So I think that plays a really big role in why they wouldn't put them all on there. Let's see, I have the next Tetris, made by Crave. Jesus. It's not a name I want to hear with my Tetris. I have Tetris 4D, that's what it's called on the Dreamcast. This is going to be the last one, I'm just going to mess around with it. We're not goofing around here too much. I'm not touching the DS version right now. Who doesn't love a Dreamcast? Honestly. I gotta set up the audio for this one too. I would equalize all the auto levels for every console, but again, it's like they all have different audio mixing, different volume levels, so it's... I would have to do it manually for each one, so it sounds good on stream anyway. This is a Japanese version. I don't think there was an English one. I don't know who made this. Hell, I don't even know who made Tetris to begin with. But. This is giving that era of like Tetris Worlds. Like with that logo, it just reminds me of Tetris Worlds. This is that 2000s Tetris era. What a N64 like menu right here. Yeah, there was a big backlash that again fizzled out as soon as they released the DLC. And after that, there was no more backlash, so, you know, they let them do whatever they wanted. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's fine. I like the Dreamcast controller. It's not like Nintendo's weird face button layouts. Which I'm not a fan of, to be honest. We're gonna do classic. I'm not doing another thing. Normal. Impact, silence, AK. Could this be any more Russian? Impact. Okay, maybe it was the next Tetris that I played. No, it was this one. Because I got 30 minutes logged in on this game, so it was probably this one. What do you mean level 20, though? Oh man, those sound effects are... Some of them are exactly taken out of Tetris Worlds. This song sounds exactly like it came out of Tetris Worlds, actually. Let me up the volume on that. No, there's no holding a piece. That sucks, actually. You have this really cool like background, but I'm not gonna use it. Not that cheap. They didn't anticipate backlash because Japanese, yeah. Blind to international fans. I mean, I would say Pokemon should be exempt from all that, just because it's a very global phenomenon. And rightly so, up to a certain, like, year, to be honest. I think hype kind of died down as far as Pokemon goes as a franchise, which I think I'm fine with. Alright. You never hold pieces? That's very extreme. Oh, wow, this is very, very sensitive when you press down. We can debate about holding pieces, but I really like plopping the pieces instantly when you press up on the D-pad, but it's not here. What they do have is an insane speed when you hold down. So I gotta be careful on not, you know, going ham on that. Oh, you can't spin when it's on the wall either. But yeah, I do apologize if there's like delay on what I'm saying and what you hear. I mean, I see your message as soon as it comes out, but I don't know if you hear me as soon as the stuff happens. But the fall is it's almost instant. It's just very fast. Compared to like moving around, there's like a delay when you go left and right. But when you hold down, it automatically almost goes all the way down. You can probably see it. I try to do it when I'm certain that I got the right placement. That's what I get for playing around. I'm glad you can still do that. I think I have like low latency mode. It's not ultra low. From what I can gather from past streams, it's very unreliable. Sometimes I'm talking to myself for a few minutes, and then I get a reply. And then other times it's like almost instant, like a couple seconds of delay. Yeah, you can't move pieces like that when they're stuck. That seems like a big drawback, I'm gonna be honest. The Tetris company. I don't know they had a name. But yeah, Tetris has a ton of ports on every individual console ever made. And it's great. The Wonder Swan version is pretty cool. If you've never heard of it. Considering you can play in vertical mode, it was pretty smooth when I played it. It has a very American theme to it, even though it's a Japanese game. Go figure they would do that, obviously. Why wouldn't the Japanese do that? Oh my god, it's getting faster. You can tell that the people who licensed and developed it kind of made minor to major changes to the gameplay. Yeah, I would say every version of Tetris is different to a certain degree. And that kind of adds to the charm. Still believe Tetris Connect, and I want to keep saying that's the name of it. I don't know if it's Effect, is one of the greater Tetris versions of all time. Or at least it would be if it was actually, you know, it felt more complete. It's just lacking, like, maybe more game modes or, like, less of a focus on online. And more stages, too. That's one of the things it lacks. One of the big things it lacks. But yeah, I said this before. I'm gonna make that my next chill stream. It'll be a while though. I don't like repeating games or franchises all in one go. Probably get tired of me playing too many Sonic games in one go or too many Mega Man games in one week. Also, I'm trying to do like a special, I don't know, week of whatever. Like when I did the Halloween, it was just a bunch of horror games. But that's different. It's not the same franchises. Well, looks like we're gonna go for as long as we can, I guess. I didn't think I would be lasting this long, and I got... Oh, I thought it said lives for a second. Yeah, 51 lines. It's a lot of... It's a lot of long blocks. And not much else, actually. No T's anywhere. Never mind. The music's alright here, though. It's, could be better. I'm actually tired of it. That could have been a better spot, actually. This also could have been in a better spot. Ow, they read my input all the way to the end. Awesome. Did not mean to do that. Might have messed up doing that, but never mind. We're good. Oh my god. Yeah, this loop is very, very... I don't know. It's a loop, alright. Some of the beats from Tetris Effect, or Connect, would be a bit better. Maybe some of those tribal drums that they have in one of those stages. Love those stages. Maybe that's why I didn't actually go anywhere. Or they didn't add to it, it just... Maybe there were actual songs that they just couldn't pay, like, the rights for more. As usual. I'm gonna try one more stage, or a game mode, besides this one, and I'm hoping it's got a different track, because this is actually terrible. It is not relaxing at all. Also, for what it's worth, Tetris World is much better than this. And I'm comparing them because this is the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast and the Xbox were pretty close. And that's kind of the only reference I have with Tetris on the 2000s consoles. Is Tetris World, because I played the hell out of it. Especially because it came with the Star Wars, the Clone Wars game. And that was great. It was a great Tetris game, actually. Had a variety mode, a bunch of variety of weird game modes. Pretty cool multiplayer and whatnot. Good music, nice stage designs and effects. The only thing weird probably is trying to add lore to the Tetris world, but you know, it's fine. I wasn't paying attention to that at the time. I think we're getting faster. No, oh my god. It gets stuck when it's on the wall like that and it can't flip anymore. Jesus. That could have been better. There you go. Yeah, well, that's kind of the point. I'm just here if you want to have a background noise or a background game. I'm not much of a talker, but you know, streaming kind of helps out with that if you're ever bad with public speaking. I think it's helped out quite a bit. It's all in the mind, really, considering you're talking to yourself for like hours on end. That's why I always say I don't really mind not views too much or anything like that. I mind more like comments in chat. Like, I'm not necessarily looking for likes or subscribers. I'm looking more for like engagement. Because yeah, I'm getting better at talking to myself, but who actually wants to sit here and talk to themselves for hours? Also, the stage changed. No. Okay, that one's my bad. He keeps getting stuck on the wall. That's the only reason I keep messing up. I keep trying to flip it when it's like that, and not very good. Yeah, like that. Normally it would actually flip, but here it's very non-lenient. Jesus. It's getting faster, I'm telling you. Well, it's a Sega Dreamcast. Isn't there a Sonic stage like this? I think they were trying to go for like an industrial type beat, or I don't know, aesthetic, which is fine, but I'm hoping it's not the only aesthetic or art direction this whole game had. There is another Tetris for the Dreamcast, and I haven't played that one. Maybe a different time, on a different list. We're almost done with this retro game list, by the way. I've only got a couple old console stuff. I think I have like one arcade game or something. Yeah, I've got one arcade game, and I've got a game on the Sega SG 1000 or 100, I don't know what it was called. What console have we not played on this round? I've got a Wonder Swan game coming up as well. And I can't remember what other game is on my list. But it's mostly shoot 'em ups, unfortunately for me. So I'm hoping, I'm looking forward to the next list that I make. I don't want to play any more shoot 'em ups for a while, for my sanity and for your entertainment. Wow, that sucks for me, actually. It's not what I wanted. Run and gun. Last we played was, well, I guess Contra counts as run and gun. That was one of the last ones I played on the list recently. So I can add more if you want. Normally I make a list of every console and every game on it. Not every game I would play on that week. And I go down the list, and then I make a new one, and then I repeat. But if you have any suggestions, then I can add that to the list, and I can just... Because my only criteria is does the game look fun? And do I have the game? Now the answer to the second question is usually yes. You know? The problem is the first one. Because yeah, a game could look fun on like the box art, but then I pick it and it's just some absolute trash that I'm never getting past like the first level, so... It really depends. We've had some duds on stream. I don't want to say lately, but it's happened quite a bit. Contra 4 was actually... No, not Contra 4. Contra 3, the Alien Wars, was actually pretty good. Okay, we're doing pretty bad. It's speeding up. It's giving me that... Never mind. Oh, there it is again. We're drum and bass now. Or something. It's very weird. Whatever. Do it. Gunner's Heaven. I don't actually have an entire PlayStation library. That's one of the things I'm missing. But I can always find it somehow. I actually made a poll recently, and a lot of people said they wanted to see more Japanese titles, more translated stuff as well. So I wouldn't mind adding more of that stuff. Because if I'm going to play a game from start to finish, it's going to be translated, obviously, or in English already. But for these showcases, I don't mind it being in Japanese only. That'll be... I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into the story. Unless you want me to continue a game that I play here. That's a different story then. Yeah, classic. I had a PlayStation 1. I didn't mod it. It was original, but... I always found interesting the modding of the PlayStation and, like, older consoles. That's a whole different beast from, like, software modding nowadays. Or firmware stuff. LSD Dream Simulator. I did play that, actually. It should be on the Spooky Night playlist, maybe, when I played the horror games. If you look back, you'll find it. It had some jump scares that I'm not very proud of, but I did play quite a bit of it. I'd already played it before, so I'm not unfamiliar with it. But I got as far as I could in about an hour and a half, and it was very enlightening, you know? But yeah, if you're more of a fan of retro stuff, you can check out the RetroNight playlist if you want. And then I do gameplays of whatever games on my backlog. I gotta start recording more episodes of those, actually. It's not that easy. Especially because I had some issues recording Full Metal Alchemist a while back. I recorded an hour of that RPG, and then suddenly some of the video was like corrupted or something. So I had to cut out, well, besides the fluff and the filler, I had to cut out like 30 minutes of the entire recording. Now this remix isn't so bad. It's missing something, but it's not bad. Yeah, I gotta stop goofing around, actually. Or I should have waited for this. Well, you know, things happen. That's my fault. Yeah. I'm messing up badly. Wow, this game mode is pretty intense. Yeah, Yoshi's Island was pretty good, actually. The music is what got me the most. You got a $12 Famicom version. Nice. Well, you saw it, okay. Will there be any difference anyway? I'm only aware of certain games, Japanese, like, exclusive, changes. I find that to be a very interesting field. How back in the day, just like American and Japanese versions were always so different. Be it censorship, difficulty, stuff like that. Right now, I try to stick to the Japanese versions of games. When I go out and look for new collections or whatever. Just cause, you know, I'm big anti-censorship and like stuff like that. And also the box art in Japanese games is much better. At least like pre-90s. Because you know in America they would just change up any anime cover to be some weird Americanized drawing. Now I'm just yapping, you know? That's kind of half of what this channel is. It's just me talking. Playing badly. Jesus. Well, that's good though. I'm not opposed to playing some of these games again. I might have mentioned it before in different streams, but if you ever want me to go through a game again or try to finish it, I don't mind. It's all about public support. This could have gone right there. Oh no. Yeah, can't flip. Can't flip on the long side. Also, wow, that was a very, very urban sound effect right there. Very inner city sound effect right there from like the early 2000s. Late 90s. You know what? This whole game has that vibe. This whole game feels like it's made to be hip and cool for the 90s crowd. We're gonna try AK because, the Kalashnikov, I guess. I don't know what this is. Yeah, this is very urban. They really wanted you in the inner city to play Tetris. Millennium Tetris, exactly. I mean, it's not a bad beat. It's just, it's got that very generic hip-hop vibe to it. That corny hip-hop vibe that I sometimes enjoy in the 90s. I might as well be playing some, like... Well, I don't know. There's so many ways I could have gone with that reference, but I fumbled. Yeah, so far this isn't actually a really bad beat. This is actually pretty cool. Yeah, 4D is a very weird name. I don't know why I assumed it was just Tetris 4. Maybe they were trying to go for some, like, weird, multi-visual type of thing. Having the moving background with, like, the music and everything. If I was any better, I'd be freestyling to this beat, but I'm not, so... I think I mentioned it before, but you're never gonna get a karaoke out of me. Not until maybe a little bit more viewership and a little bit more guts. Not that there's a lack of karaoke games too. There's a lot of Japanese karaoke games. For old stuff too. And the PlayStation has a ton of music games that you would never know about because they're in Japan only. I'm not even gonna bother flipping some of these L's down there because it's not gonna work. Oh wow, the T works. Thank you, Tetris 4D. I was curious for a second if it would work or not, and it did. Seems like the T is the only one that actually flips perfectly in here. Alright, well, I'm gonna keep going as far as I can in Kalashnikov version, I guess. The lines are going up, but the levels are not, kinda. We started at level 20, actually. I think. Yeah, we did. It's going up every 10 lines. Alright. Oh no. Almost didn't make it. Okay. Jesus. I can't sit still for a second. I feel like there's another game. I feel like there's another game where I've done that before where it's like I can't look at the chat at all. And I don't remember which one it was, but there's probably some puzzle stuff like this. I think I've tried Beatmania. I got the ones on the PlayStation as well, just to try them out, because I really like rhythm games. But I gotta try the Game Boy ones at some point. Audio quality might give me a little bit of a ear infection, but it's worth a try anyway. I talk about that a lot, about how chiptunes in general just give me like the worst severe headache nowadays. Maybe I'm just getting old. Even when I play like old Pokemon games, some of the sound effects just give me like severe headaches and I just can't handle it anymore. Wow, that's sped up relatively. But yeah, I love that when old rhythm games have like anime tracks and whatnot. I specifically just love like Japanese music overall. Especially J-Rock, but you know, I'm not here for that right now. No, I don't want to continue. Thank you. Lavender Town Central. It's just grating to my ears when I hear certain games with chiptunes. And I don't even want to get started on like the Atari sound. Yeah, this is very 2000s right there. This is literally the era between 1997 and 2001 or 2. But I digress. Is there any main menu like... No, it's just that weird bass line going right there. A battle is multiplayer, I'm assuming. Yeah, 4-player Tetris. You know what it has? You see that a font at the top? That's the same font, kinda, that they used for those "you wouldn't pirate a car" advertisements back in the day, or PSAs. It is a very 2000s font, now that I'm looking at it. Jesus. Anyway, that was Tetris 14. No, that was Tetris DX and Tetris Original, actually. I'm gonna let you enjoy that bass line. I'm not gonna go to outro this time, because I think this track is pretty cool, actually. But yeah, you wouldn't pirate Tetris, would you? But yeah, you know, I appreciate you stopping by, and like, if you want to stick around, that'd be great too. Always welcome new chatters and whatnot. Always get some very interesting people coming in and talk about games. But not many people stick around for like the next one, so it is what it is. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock, so have a good night, and till next time, goodbye.